Good morning, Magic Bliss and card collectors of all kinds. Welcome back to the channel. Just finished up work, drove over to grab my cases of Coke for the week, and figured I might as well do this episode for you guys now because based on the weekend I just had, I have a feeling that since the work isn't quite complete at home, my father probably isn't going to go out again today. So I'm not expecting to have the chance to do this at home, unfortunately. But since it is Tuesday, we didn't want you guys to miss out on your favorite thing ever. So I am doing, of course, Dollarama Trolls of Destiny! I actually have 5 packs today, but I haven't decided how many I want to open. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start cracking. They're all Hamilton packs. But I think I'll just start cracking, and whenever I get tired is when I'm going to cut the video. I am pretty exhausted. Since it was a holiday Monday, we started crazy early today, so we got to do the double whammy of the trailers and the plane from the weekend trailers. So I think we had 8 trailers today, plus the plane. Ended up being like well over 20,000 for the volume. Pretty sure I probably got at least, I'd say I'd probably packed a good 1,000 of those myself today, if not more. So I am wiped. We also started crazy early today to make up for the fact that we were away yesterday. So 2 a.m. start. Didn't finish until 8. Long shift today. Starting off with a Blighted Steep. Tap to add 1 colorless to your mana pool, or pay 3 and a white. Sacrifice this thing, you gain 2 life for each creature you control. That's pretty cool. I've never pulled one of those before. That's actually a really solid land, guys. Only works in a white deck, unfortunately, but still. Very cool. When a limb is gangrenous, you cut it off. This is no different. Ethersworn Sphinx. 7 white and blue for an artifact Sphinx 4/4, affinity for artifacts, flying, and cascade. I mean, Cascade off of 9 is pretty insane. You're going to definitely get something cool. Hopefully. But, yeah, that's a lot for a 4/4 that only has flying and affinity for artifacts. Now, granted, if I remember correctly, affinity for artifacts means I can tap my artifacts to actually pay some of the costs down in the colorless. So in theory, I can make it as low as white-blue, but chances are you're going to be probably paying 5 or more, I figure. So that one's a little bit rough to get out. 4 and a white for a 2/2 Spirit Cleric. Pillar Drop Rescuer. Has flying, and when it enters the battlefield, target creature... return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to your hand. Baleful Amit. Crocodile Demon. 2 and a black for a 4/3 with lifelink, and it enters the battlefield, put a -1/-1 counter on target creature you control. Yeah. No crazy stuff so far other than the Blighted Steep. The Blighted Steep is definitely the best hit so far out of the pack, but this pack hasn't been super fantastic. And the trend continues. Kicker 4. You're already paying 3 for a 2/3 with flying and defender. If it was kicked, it has 2 +1/+1 counters on it, and as long as it has a +1/+1 counter on it, it can attack as though it doesn't have defender. Really not that great a card. Ooh, we got another Dan Lewis. I'm pretty sure we pulled this one last week. Non-creature, non-equipment artifacts you control are equipment into... Yep, we definitely pulled this last week. In addition to their other types, and have equipped creature gets +1/+0 and equip 1. And it's a Doctor's Companion. It is our first legendary of the day, so that is a good start. And it will go to the front with the Blighted Steep for that reason, but... yeah, we did already pull it, so... I really would like to pull a few more Doctors, to be perfectly honest. I don't have very many Doctors right now. So I have a bunch of Companions, but I can't build... any cool decks with them. That being said, I really don't want to go out and buy necessarily the commander decks if I don't have to. That one was just a 2/5 for 2 and 2 blue. Nothing special about it. Stern Dismissal. 1, instant speed, return target creature and enchantment an opponent controls to its owner's hand. Yeah. Raven Form. 2 and a blue, exile target artifact or creature. Its controller gets a 1/1 blue bird creature token with flying. Terminal Moraine. That's a new one. Taps are colorless. Pay 2, sacrifice it, search your library for basic land, put that card onto the battlefield, tap, and shuffle. It's a terrible one, but it's a new one. I do like the artwork on it. But, meh. Arm the Cathars. I will put that with the other land, though. So far, just the 2 lands, right? Yeah. It's an okay one. 1 and 2 white. Until end of turn, target creature gets +3/+3. Another target creature gets +2/+2. Another target creature gets +1/+1. And they all get vigilance. It's a decent card at sorcery speed, but yeah. Ooh, Looter Il-Kor. 1 and a blue for a 1/1 with Shadow. And whenever it deals damage to an opponent, draw a card, then discard a card. Nice. Pilgrim's Eye, 3 for a 1/1. We've pulled that one before a few times. It's not great by any means. I think the Looter is probably the best one so far, other than the land. Makindi Ox, 4 and a white for a 4/4 with landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, tap target creature and opponent controls. Decent. I have a better one in the Kraken that lets you put stun counters on it, but I'll still take that. That's not terrible. And I think that's the last one yet. Elite Arrestor. 1 white for a 0/3, pay 1 and a blue, tap target creature. It's okay. First pack is okay. Not anything super amazing, but we did hit our legendary quotient for the day, so at least we're not going to break the streak. Pack number 2 coming at you. Ooh, I think I saw a holo. Oh, my shoulder was killing me. I really might only end up doing like 3 or 4 packs today because of my shoulder. I'm sorry, guys, but... Intrepid Provisioner. 3 and a green for a 3/3 with trample, and when it enters the battlefield, another target human you control gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Yeah, not really. Ooh, Turtle Hydra. That's cool. Not a holo. I thought that was the holo, to be honest. 4 green or 4 blue or a mix of the two. Whenever you cast a spell with converted mana cost 5 or greater, draw a card. Neat. Twisted Landscape. Ooh, black, green, or red. Nice. That's a good one. Solid land for sure. Electrocute. Deals 2 damage to any target. You may cast it from your graveyard as long as you've rolled a 6 this turn. If you cast it this way, and it would be put in your graveyard, it gets exiled instead, though. Updraft Elemental. 2 and a blue for 1/4 with flying. Okay. Duress. Always a nice one to see. Never going to complain about Duress. Vile Rebirth. Exile target creature card from a graveyard. Put a 2/2 black zombie creature token onto the battlefield. Neat. Instant speed. I like that. It's a good card. Calastria Night Watch. 4 and a black for a 4/5. Whenever you gain life, this thing gains flying until end of turn. Yeah. No. Ooh, Jenny Generated Anomaly. We've pulled this one before recently, too. Unfortunately, it's a Time Lord, not a Doctor, so it doesn't count for our companion thing, but it has double strike, and whenever it deals combat damage to a player, it explores. I definitely do like this one. I'm going to build a commander deck out of that eventually, I think, or at least include it in some commander decks that are red and white. Direfleet Hoarder, 1 and a black, 2/1. When it dies, create a colorless treasure token. Okay. Reckless Airstrike, 1 red. Deals 3 damage to target creature with flying or destroy an artifact. Sorcery speed, though. Awaken the Sleeper, 3 and a red. Gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap it, it gains haste. If it's equipped, you may destroy all equipment attached to it. Nice. I like that. Chronic Flooding. 1 and a blue, enchant land. Whenever enchanted land becomes tapped, its controller puts the top 3 cards of his or her library into the graveyard. Shite. That's a cool enchantment. Glacial Glass. Glacial Glass. Oh my goodness. Glacial Grasp. Tap target creature, its controller mills 2 cards. That creature doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. And you draw a card. That's insane value for 3. I'll take that. And Rapacious Dragon. 4 and a red for a 3/3 flying, and when it enters the battlefield, create 2 treasure tokens. Nice. I like the artwork on it. I'm surprised that's not an unset card. That pack was a little bit better than the last pack for sure. We got a few cool things in there. I'm not going to complain. Let's do at least one more pack for you guys, maybe 2. We'll see how this pack goes. I would like to end this one on a high note if we could. Oop. Headbutted the camera. Sorry for the shake. Pack trick is this side. Okay. 4. Peregrine Griffin. 4 and a white for 2/4. It does not unfortunately count as a old school card, although the art is pretty classic looking, but flying and first strike. I'll take it. It's a little bit expensive, but I mean that's not terrible overall. Archfiend of Sorrows. 5 and 2 black for a 4/5 flying. When it enters the battlefield, creatures your opponents control get -2/-2 until end of turn. Okay, expensive, but I mean, same with the Griffin. Both of those are kind of expensive. Probably not going to get played very much, but they are okay cards. Audacious Infiltrator can't be blocked by artifact creatures. Okay. 3/1, so meh. Core Hookmaster, 2 and a white for a 2/2, enters the battlefield, tap target creature an opponent controls. That creature doesn't untap during its untap step. Okay. Charge through, 1 green. Target creature gains trample until end of turn, draw a card. I'll take that. I like the artwork on it. It's kind of neat. Whoop. Skipped one by accident. Frontier Bivouac. There's our land. Taps for 3 different colors, which is pretty good, but comes in tapped. Trial of Knowledge, enters the battlefield, draw 3 cards, and discard a card. Once a cartouche enters the battlefield, this thing goes back to your hand. It's okay. Trial of Strength, another one that's going to do the exact same thing. Enters the battlefield, you're getting a beast though, a 4/2, and then when a cartouche enters, this goes back to your hand. Griffin Guide. 2 and a white, enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and has flying. When it dies, you get a 2/2 white Griffin creature token with flying. Well, that's a decent investment for 2 and a white. Soul Guy Griff, 4 and a white for 3/4 flying, and when it enters battlefield, exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard. Urborg Siphon Mage, 2 and a black for 2/2, pay 2 and a black, tap, discard. Each player loses 2 life, you gain life equal to the life lost. Shoot, so you're going to gain potentially 6. That's decent. Embereth Paladin, 3 and a red for 4/1, boo. Haste. If at least 3 red mana was spent to cast this spell, it enters with a +1/+1. Still, meh. Ankle Biter, 1 green for a 1/1 with Death Touch. I'll take that every day. Ancient Carp, 2/5 for 4 and a blue, does nothing. And Lull, 1 and a green, prevent all combat damage that will be dealt to you this turn, has cycling 2. I'll take that for sure too. Do I want to go one more pack? How long have we been going? I'll give you guys one more. I feel really bad about Sunday. I'm sorry that we didn't get through Super Deck Sunday. I'm having the hardest time building this Goblins deck. It's not really going the way I want it to. I'm actually thinking about just setting it aside for a while. And maybe just building something else that I'm going to have more fun with, because I'm finding that the Goblin deck that I'm building right now, what it's going to end up being is a lot less of a Spellslinger deck than what I originally anticipated. It's going to be more of an enhancement deck, I want to say. Like a lot of the spells that I'm thinking about putting in are giving like First Strike or Trample, and they're giving +2 or +4 or something to the attack power. So like they're boosting the crap out of the creatures that I already have on the battlefield, but they're not necessarily dealing damage to my opponent or affecting my opponents as much as a regular Spellslinger deck does. So I don't really know if it counts as a Spellslinger deck as a result of that. And I'm not sure if that's what's got me bummed out, or whether it's just... I'm just tired. I haven't played Magic in a really long time. I wanted to play some this weekend, but Kaiba ended up being sick on Saturday, and then I was just bummed out on Sunday, and yeah, just didn't get around to it. So I haven't played Magic in probably close to 2 months now, which is pretty sad. Scoured Barrens. Enters battlefield tapped to gain a life. White or black. I'll take it. I like the artwork on that one. It's got a pretty moon in the background. Ultimate price, 1 and a black. Destroy target monocolored creature. Okay. Hookblade Veteran, 1 blue. As long as it's your turn, it has flying. 1/2. Okay. Lothwain. Actually, you know what? I'll put you front. Lothwain Gargoyle, 1 for 0/3. Pay 4 and it gets +2/+0 and flying until end of turn. No thanks. Armored Cancrix, 4 and a blue for a crab. That's a 2/5. No thanks. Colonian Tusker, 3/3 beast for 2 green. Enhanced Surveillance. You may look at an additional 2 cards each time you surveil. Exile this thing and shuffle your graveyard into your library. Neat. I like that, actually. Ooh, Dominator Drone. Eldrazi Drone, devoid, ingest. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to a player, that player exiles the top card of their library. Right, I forgot. I don't like ingest because I don't get to play those cards. 2 and a black for 3/2, and when it enters the battlefield, if you control another colorless creature, each opponent loses 2 life. That's decent. Ooh, nope, not old school. 2022. Aww. Rick Hunter. 2 black for a 2/2 human artificer. Flash. When it enters the battlefield, choose target player. You create a tapped Power Stone token for each non-land card in that player's graveyard that was put there from the battlefield this turn. That's interesting. Direfleet Hoarder again. Congregate. 3 and a white. Target player gains 2 life for each creature on the battlefield. Shoot! That's really good. Brindlebore. Syndicate Enforcer. 3 and a black for 3/2. Extort. Ooh, I like cards that have Extort. That goes up. Zolaport Duelist. 1 blue for 1/1 flash. When it enters battlefield, up to 1 target creature gets -2/-0. And a Thriving Heath. Not bad, not bad. I will go 1 more pack for you guys. I will do the whole 5. Why not? So the next Super Deck Sunday is going to be some sort of commander deck. I'm not sure which one. I have a few that I just want to kind of maybe edit. I might just actually put down Magic for a couple of days, to be perfectly honest, other than doing the videos for you guys. I haven't really decided for sure. But I will figure it out, and you guys will know for sure by Thursday what's going on this weekend. I will definitely still do Commander Core Creator Challenge. We'll kick off month 3 and see how we do. Maybe we can get some more people interested in participating. But I'm not sure what we're going to do for Super Deck Sunday. When it enters the battlefield, you may return another permanent you control to its owner's hand. No thanks. Flay Essence. 1 and 2 black. Exile target creature or planeswalker, you gain life equal to the number of counters on it. Leave in the Dust. 3 and a blue. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand and you draw a card. Howl of the Night Pack. Put a 2/2 green wolf creature token onto the battlefield for each forest you control. Heck yes! Costs 6 and a green, but damn, that's a good card. Letter of Acceptance. Is this for Hogwarts? Tap to add 1 mana of any color. Pay 2 and tap. Sacrifice this thing to draw a card. It has something to do with Strixhaven, and Strixhaven is mages, so maybe it is like Hogwarts. I kind of like that. Ooh, legendary creature. Me the Immortal. We've never pulled her before. 2, a green, blue, and a red. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put your choice of a +1/+1 counter, a first strike, vigilance, or menace counter on this creature. Counters remain on this creature as it moves to any zone other than the player's hand or library. You can cast this thing from your graveyard by discarding 2 cards in addition to playing its other costs. That is going to be a fun commander to build at some point. That is a Doctor Who card, and it is really cool. This was definitely a good pack to end on. So far. Knock on something. Delve. I'm not a huge fan of Delve, but it's a 5 and a green for a 4/4 with trample. Ape. Meh. Bathe in Light. 1 and a white. Radiance. Choose a color. Target creature and each other creature that shares a color with it gain protection from the chosen color until end of turn. Okay, so if you're playing like a mono white deck, you're going to pick, say, the black player who's trying to wipe something off your board. You're going to play this, target your white creature, and then it'll apply to all your white creatures. Okay, that's kind of neat. Another Army Cathars. Hermetic Study. 1 and a blue enchant creature. Enchanted creature has tap. This creature deals 1 damage to any target. Okay. Soul Guy Griff. That's not bad. Raise the Alarm. 1 and a white. Create 2 1/1 white soldier creature tokens. Cleric of Chill Depths. 1 and a blue for 1/3. Whenever this thing blocks. Oh yeah, I have one of these, and it's pretty cool. Glad to have a second one. Ooze Patrol. 3 and a green. When this creature enters, mill 2 cards and put a +1/+1 counter on this creature for each artifact and or creature in your graveyard. Damn! He's gonna get big in the right deck. And Diregraph Rebirth. Nice. Solid card to end on. Costs 1 less to cast for each creature that died this turn. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. And it has flashback. Alright, well, we definitely ended on a pretty solid final pack there. Howl of the Night pack is a really cool card for my Wolf deck. And Me the Immortal is insanely fun. I don't know what I'm going to do with that one yet, but I'm probably going to have a really good time building something out of that. Anyways, in the meantime and between time, thank you guys for tuning in to this episode of Dollarama Draws of Destiny! We've had a lot of fun doing this episode, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your Tuesday. From Kaiba at home, and myself here in the car, much love to you all. Take care of yourselves. Bye.